Okay, so the number 10 thing, the last thing that I learned from Microsoft in 2015 is that you can get a good deal from Microsoft in a renewal. Or if you're signing a net new deal even, you can get a good deal with them. And so, in this video series, this is the 10th video. We've gone through a number of things around making sure you understand you know what you need. My saying, knowing what you don't need is more important than knowing what you do need. Being prepared for the negotiations, understanding the psyche of Microsoft and how they'll negotiate with you, and all of that sort of stuff. That's all important. But if you take all of that, understand what their deployment metrics are, where they're focused as an organization, and you put that all together in a good structured negotiation, you can get a really good deal from Microsoft. And by a good deal, I don't mean a great discount. So if we take, Oracle or SAP, for instance, I've heard of discounts 70, 80, even 90% sometimes on really large deals. Microsoft, just as an organization, does not discount like that. In fact, sometimes high single-digit discounts could potentially be considered the best deal you're going to get from Microsoft. So in our practice, we actually don't focus on discount with Microsoft. We focus on structuring your deal properly, making sure that you're not buying stuff that you don't need, making sure that you understand what your deployments are, only purchasing licenses when you need to, how you need to drive out cost. When you structure your contract properly, you can drop your cost 30, 40, 50% sometimes before you even start to negotiate on unit costs, right? So that's all about understanding what you don't need versus what you do need. And so what I would say is this is not a simple process to go through. It is a very complex process with lots of moving parts in terms of the way that Microsoft negotiates, the way their contract works, all the various licensing rules, not just by program, so EA versus Select versus some of the other ways that licenses could be bought, to how do I actually license Windows, what's the difference between CPU licensing versus core licensing, to what does the EA say I could do versus what are the product use rights or product terms say. It's very complicated. So even Gartner's out there saying hire an expert. So, I would seriously suggest, whether it's Method 180 or you go out and talk to some others in the market, is that you bring in experts that understand and truly understand Microsoft licensing and how to take a bottom-up approach through discovery, build that bottom-up approach, build it into a negotiation plan to really save and get a great deal with Microsoft. So, the number 10 thing I learned from Microsoft in 2015 is you definitely can get a good deal, but go out there and hire an expert.